All right, welcome back. And we're still talking community development and there's challenges in the Kumasi metropolis where some sanitation workers are up in arms about people that owe them. You know, we were just discussing people owing people earlier with NECO and Ghana Water. And the sanitation workers in the Ashanti region, Kumasi metropolis, are also complaining that they haven't been paid in a while. We have a report for you. Let's take a look at it. And we'll come back and ask some questions and talk to some people.
The sanitation workers are primarily contract staff who weed certain parts within the metropolis, while others are responsible for cleaning gutters and clearing the city of filth. The non-payment of the allowances, which is essential for survival, is a source of great concern. Abu Ilyasu, who is the leader of the sanitation workers at the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly, has been speaking to Citi News on their concerns.
Akwai si yayi juma anytime bi akwai du salary no so wan kwaka obi antua. O salary wan kwa boss anka say oh na busumi aso na adan na muntua ya ka o kwaka so na akwai buachi bidin. Nto we nu nyina abeduru ha na say no akwanya say ye di kan ko wan bo say champagne ya kwa na so de kwatu nanum boss ona kayin binisi a kayin bin nyina sewase se na ha ya salary no akwa 2 months 3 months no mutua ba akono emboa yan obi ho wadi loan ka loan na odi ka no se akwa 2 months na odi kwa beto no nyina wonye ka pere bia mfa nkofie nti esram nka mani entientia yan den ama yan ya ka no nyina so no ankwasi aga ayedi obi ebedi ntinu memuti santase apre da bia mutua 15 cities ansa na mabadwuma 15 cities a monthly aye 4.5 me sufuru me salary mu asa nti asa na chere da bia me continue na me ba na ye se me nya bibia anye amfa mbadwuma de me ba do ma gina se me do kura na de me to nsu anu kura aboyen nti sana te de sramo 2 months ne de mumma mumpupu mutire muntu esikan ya den amayen.
Abu Ilyasu says following their recent agitations, the authorities have agreed to pay 1 month out of the 2 months arrears they are owed. However, the workers are not satisfied with the arrangement and continue to demand the full amount. They are also requesting a roadmap for resolving the issue.
And then I'm hoping oh, yeah, was me back on echo. I'm paying for was me back on Amade Koyano. And what be any would you long, no quantity was me back on Nippon Kawin Yahe, Obiawa Yeroma. To see I'm a cocoa do natural Kamamia, I'm a could do fear my mamma and a Mariano. And anytime Biano, when you be above boy, our home.
No man, yeah, I'm a more striking them, but some more cost and painful and tia.
Paying for auntie, dear, a boy can I never say, your mom out to an any week. See, auntie, he dear, every tear she one thing because I never had a bacasa.
It's more your striking demonstration and
you ever strike no for demonstration. Because you see, I know, you can't, avoid being free baby. And to see, I know, I be a strike another demonstration, I know, ding, our Santa region, her, or more fair in Yahweh.
The Metro Environmental Health Officer, Yaofori, in an interview with Citi News, says the Assembly is making frantic efforts to improve the working conditions to avoid a need for a strike or demonstration.
But last year, they decided to embark on demonstration or a strike. But we wanted to talk to them and everything was put on end. But what you are telling me currently, I don't know much about it. But because of what actually happened last year, I was able to have a meeting with the authorities. And then the authorities also approved that the salary or the allowance they've been taken is above the minimum wage. Now they have pushed it to 5.5, that is 550, which is above the minimum wage. So they don't have any problem or they don't have any the audacity to go on any strike. The point is the allowance is not coming persistently as they expected. When they expected every month it should come. But sometimes they may have a rest of 2 months and then they will pay. They don't have any backlog or any money who have been there for a year or 2 or something of that nature. Even not even more than 3 months. As for 2 months, yes, I can assure you, it can be happening.
But currently, are there some arrears that you are supposed to pay them?
I have about 2 months arrears now. As I'm speaking with you, 1 month has already paid. And Monday going, they are going to take their salary. I do organize meeting with them that they should come to work. If anything at all, if there is anything at all like arrest, I know for sure the government will pay or the assembly will pay. So they should not have the amount that we are going to embark on this kind of demonstration. It's not the best way to address issue. So if you have an issue, me as your head of the department, come to me, we'll sit down with them, we just have 1 or 2 thing discussions, and I will push for it to the authorities, and then they will address it for them. There's no point for them to go out and do all this kind of demonstration or the strike. It's not the way to address the issues here.
The sanitation workers are lamenting that the situation where their time's not paid for months affects them badly, and as such, they are insisting to embark on strike if the issue is not resolved as early as possible.
And you're welcome back. So we just watched that report by Edward Opon-Mafo. Quick, what do you think about the situation? Because for me, I just wanted to scream, who are you to tell them, you know, how to feel?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's also a combination of different things. People feeling entitled to the emotions of others.
Right.
You know, it's like we can tell you, you don't have a right to go around and demonstrate. You are owing me. Don't take a position like that. You are owing me. It's as simple as that. Yeah, well, our colleague who brought us the report, our Middle Belt Bureau Chief, Edward Opon-Mafo, has joined us on the line. Edward, good morning.
Good morning, David.
Yeah, how are you doing today?
Yeah, David, I'm well. I hope you're fine too.
Very well, thank you. Yeah, now let's get into this matter a little deeper. The sanitation workers are being owed 2 months now. Is it 2 months that's outstanding?
Yeah, for now it's 2 months, but based on what we have gathered, it appears that has been the trend for some time now. Sometimes it exceeds the 2 months, and then they approach authorities or they threaten to embark on some of these kind of actions, and then authorities will react and pay them some of these amounts. And so, as we speak, based on the information we have, by the time it's 2 months arrears that outstanding now, and that they are calling on authorities to ensure they are paid. The main issue has to do with the fact that, well, the amount that is around 550 Ghana cedis, and they claim that where they stay and the various areas where they are at the moment, that if they even consider their transportation costs, it takes more than half of the amount. And so they feel if you are also not paying them on time, then it affects them badly, and they feel there's no need to even work. And these are the key people who have been weeding the medians, those who have been cleaning gutters, and other people just ensuring that the city looks clean. And so they feel if these things are not addressed as early as possible, in a week's time, that's based on what they said, it means that by next week, they will be embarking on strike.
Now, what seems to be the challenge for the assembly, because for the authority, you owe people, you've hired them to do work. You're collecting revenue from your citizenry in the city. What's the challenge?
For now, that's clearly not defined as to what appears to be the exact challenge. But what we understand is that the assembly always tries to mobilize funds and then ensure that they are able to pay these people. That's from their internally generated funds, because these are contract workers. But the people are saying that this has been the trend for a very long time. It's not just relative to this current mayor, but it has been that for some time now. And so they feel there has to be a roadmap to ensure that that issue is addressed as early as possible. And just like any other normal worker, they know that by the end of the month, they are expecting this amount, and then they can go there and get it. That is what they are not getting, and that assurance is what they want to get. So there should be some kind of streamlining they should streamline it in such a way that they know that everything is going to be done no matter what. I have this money, so even if I secure a loan from someone, I'm very much confident that by the end of this month, I will be able to pay you. But that's the kind of assurance they are not getting from authorities. And even with a 2 months that they are being owed. When they asked authorities agreed to pay 1 month out of the 2, and they said they are not satisfied. This morning I spoke to some of the sanitation workers, in fact a leader, and he indicated to me that even with a 1 month, some of the people went to the bank and they are still not being paid. And so if it continues to be like that, they will go ahead and embark on that massive demonstration and also strike.
Now, do you have any idea how many workers there are when they say they're going to go on a massive demonstration? How many people are we looking at that are going to spill into the streets?
Well, the leadership couldn't give me any figure, but they said they are close to 150 workers. That's what they indicated to me.
I see. Now, the issue of debt, the question I think I have and I'm struggling with in my mind is, have they been owed 2 months, like 2 month arrears over a long period of time, as in every month we go and collect our money, but they don't pay the 2 months that they are owing us? Do you see? They just give it to us every month. Or is it that ever so often they get their money and then you go next month, there's no salary, the following month there's no salary, and then the third month then something comes? How exactly is it working?
So this is what they're saying. They're saying that at times, for a very long time, in a month, that's by the end of the month, they will not receive it. Okay. And previous month's salary allowance will also not be given to them. Okay. And even about 3 or 4 months, and then based on what we've gathered, at times they could run into about 8 months, and then the authorities will try to pay them. Okay. So although you are in this month, then they start paying for example, January, February, or perhaps March, and then they tell you that we'll pay the rest as and when we get the funds.
Yeah. Okay. So there's always this constant debt that the authorities owing them. All right.
All right. So
according to them.
Okay, I just wanted to ask, how does the assembly feel about this strike?
From what we've gathered so far, the assembly is looking at a way of addressing it. And even when I spoke to the environmental health officer for the metro, he indicated that once they decide to go on strike, it will affect the whole sanitation situation in Kumasi, and it's going to be a big issue. And so that's something they are not hoping it happens. And so they are working to ensure that it's done. But basically, I know that the assembly members have also met with the leadership, as the mayor and the other people, and they are trying to find a way around it. But for the people, they feel that it's not about dialogue, that the affected sanitation workers. They feel that the money should be paid. It's not just about dialoguing with them. And so that's where it is now.
Okay.
All right. So that's Middle Belt correspondent Edward Opon-Mafo bringing us the situation as it stands right now with the sanitation workers in Kumasi. Yeah, so it's a bit of a difficult one, you know, for the authority, in the sense that you know you owe the people, you know you have to pay the people anyway, come what may, you have to pay them. I think that, you know, I would like to hear from the authority what their challenge in terms of generating revenue, do you see, has been, because you have a lot of traders, you have a lot of places you can get your money from. What's the challenge?
Exactly.
You know, what's the difficulty? I know one of the things is that they are, so for example, you see all the cars, that the commercial vehicles that are embossed with embossments, they collect revenue from these people, they collect from market stalls and all of that. So what's really the challenge? And
Kumasi is a very busy,
you know,
place.
It's extremely vibrant,
it's a business
busy,
hub.
it's bustling, you know, with activity and so on. So really what the challenge is, it beats my imagination. But hopefully we can talk to you know.
And you know, I really understand the sanitation workers. When you hear the amount of money they're paying them and how much they spend on transport.
You haven't bought food, you haven't paid school fees, you've not paid electricity.
Like the guy said, you have children, you have a wife at home, and you need to sort out bills. Oh, come on.
No, it's rough. It's really, really rough, you know, and I don't envy them at all. Let's go talk to the mayor of Kumasi. We've been joined on the line this morning by the mayor of Kumasi. Good morning, Honorable.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, welcome to Breakfast Daily.
Thank you.
All right. So, what seems to be the difficulty with clearing your payments with the sanitation workers?
Now, you see, most of these people are paid from the internally generated funds of the assembly.
Yes.
And it's been a challenge over a period. When I assumed office, we were in arrears of about 8 months.
Okay.
But we managed to cut it, and now we owe only May this year, that's last month of which we started payments this week.
Okay.
Again, when I came, I realized that yes, even though the wages from IGF, we still made plans and we did some adjustments to cushion them a little over the period, and therefore we've seen a little bit of increment in the wages that they earn, and therefore we wonder if the conference of the assembly improves. We don't also look at it.
Honorable Pine, what seems to have been the challenge that brought the assembly to this point where you're owing several months in arrears and having to sort of cut down slowly the amount you owe? What is it? Because you're generating income anyway on a daily basis from your...
But you see, we generate income anyway on daily basis, but we also do not only work on sanitation.
Yes.
We make sure we build school blocks. And as I speak with you, the past 6 months, we've been able to construct about 5 facilities, of which most will be handed over by close of this month. The street lighting that we work on, the clearing of the drains and all that, the tables and chairs that we provide for schools, the financial support we give to the vulnerable and so we have lots on our hands. And again, our internal generated funding is dwindling. Once we used to have the biggest market in West Africa, that's the central market.
Yes.
And we generate a lot of income.
Okay.
Because of this demolition for the redevelopment of the place, we're not taking any revenues from that point. Again, they've carved 7 municipalities out of the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly, and therefore property rates, business payments, and others that were coming in from Asokwa, Ofori Krom, and Afo, Swami, and the rest are all gone. So we make do with the little that we have. Again, Kumasi is the center of the place, and all the inhabitants from the communities or the municipalities that I talked about come to the center of the place to do their trading, and the other effect of that, the heap of
rubbish
that they leave behind. And we use about 70% of our IGF in managing the waste. And therefore, there's so much pressure on the resources of that.
Is there no way we could, and I'm suggesting this, and when I say we, as an idea that maybe could help, we could levy the people coming into the CBD to trade just because they would generate so much filth and rubbish at the end of their working day? Is there no way of levying them as they come in to do business, you know, so that you can...
We have this project with the European Union and Spain and Quebec, which we call the HORIS project, the Holistic Reinforcement of Sustainable Development. And we are looking at waste management, not only waste management, but recycling and compost development. As part of it, the consultations and all that, we're going to levy the shops, the petty traders, the hawkers, all that, for the management of this project. We have about 1,000 containers in already from partners we're expecting 8 compactor trucks by close of the month, and we'll roll out that project. And I believe when we get that, we're going to see a massive improvement in the sanitation situation. Then also, because of the recycling, we're going to see some revenue from especially the plastics and the metals that will, because we're going to put up 2 million recycling plants within the commercial and therefore, you shall hope that it will bring you something. Apart from that, we're diverting. And I put a proposal to assembly of which they've agreed to that we need to acquire some hectares of land and venture into grain cultivation as a source of income to support the IGF and the common fund that we get from government.
So, well, I mean, it sounds highly laudable, the plans that you have for the city of Kumasi. I do hope that they come to fruition, because this recycling plan, for example, that you speak of, I mean, we are having challenges in Accra figuring out how do we segregate waste, you know, because I've had this issue personally where when I separate the waste, over a period of time I did it and then I stopped doing it, because what happens is that you separate the waste and you give it to the waste disposal company, and then they put all the waste together in the same receptacle, you know. Let
me elaborate a little bit on this aspect.
Okay, go ahead.
We have 2 different containers. The 1,000 liter cubic liter containers. We have 2. One is for dry waste, and the other is for wet waste.
Yeah.
We train 200 source separation attendants. So when you bring the trash to the bin, they will make sure it is sorted as to the wet waste, that's the degradable ones, into the wet bin, and the dry to the dry bin.
Okay.
The 8 compactors that we are going to have, we're dedicating 4 to waste and 4 for dry.
Okay.
So when they take the dry, it goes straight to where we're going to have the mini recycling plant.
Okay.
And when they take the wet, it goes to where we're going to have the compost.
The compost plant. Okay.
And we also train them, and we also have engaged with them. There are people with this mercy who pick quality products and all that. We've engaged about 350 of them. We're giving them training. We're training them further.
Yeah.
And the last 30 will be selected. We're asking them to form 5 cooperatives. And each cooperative is going to get a funding of 3,000 euros for a start. We're going to use that in buying pickup sticks and boot gloves and the rest for them, so that they work in the hygienic environment. These are all efforts that we want to put in to make sure, yes, that patient was going to complement the work of the already existing IGF workers.
Okay, so the receptacles you speak of, are these going to be in the marketplaces, the 8 receptacles you're talking about?
We have 2 aspects.
Okay.
We have chosen, it's a pilot project, and we're using the Central Design District, where we have marked 110 points for this. Okay. The rest are going to be in the communities in Menchia North, Menchia South, Dichemso, and parts of Bokrum and the rest. Okay. So we're going to pick some from the households, and the 110 points that we selected, we're going to place them there. Yeah. That's where you're mining it for separation and the rest, and that's where the track should go them from.
Okay, all right. Sounds very exciting. Sounds very interesting. Audacious, actually.
We've gone. No, it's not just plans. We've started where we've gone for a steady visit to Spain. Look, Quebec is practicing some that the city of Prague. So they also appear. Just also gone there to assess their work, and it is influencing what we are also going to do. As though the preparatory work gone far, we're just waiting for the track labels, and we commission them. We start full scale work.
All right, Honorable Sampai, we're grateful. Thank you. All right, we'll be speaking with the Honorable Samuel Pine, who is the Kumasi mayor. All right, now it sounds interesting.
Yeah, I think he really has a good idea of how to, manage waste.
I mean, of course, it's in collaboration with the EU, so the EU is going to support with a lot of financing and all of that, and technical support as well. So we're looking forward to better days ahead. The way it has been so far, it looks like a lot is going to change in terms of how they've been running things. So hopefully a lot more internally generated revenue will be available to them. And of course, they're going to be doing a lot of retraining of the sanitation staff and all of that. So better days ahead, it seems to be.